A 6/6 Death Touch card advantage machine. I don't need lands to win the game if I have lots of cards, okay? Bottom line. Hi YouTube, welcome to a bonus video this week. MTG Arena has a cube draft, so we're gonna do that. It should be quite fun. Lots and lots of powerful cards in the cube, so we'll see what happens. I didn't bother looking over them all. We're just kind of jumping in blind. First one's free, so why not? And they're relatively cheap at 600 gems or 4,000 gold. Cheaper than any of the other draft formats, so it's not ranked or anything, but it is fun, and you can win some fast stacks. 7 wins gets you 6k gold, so we'll give it a shot. Looks like we're not going to fill this table. Someone did not want to ready up. Okay, let's look at these incredibly powerful cards. No land in the pack. Vivian is definitely one of the strongest cards. Dawn of Hope, Weatherite, 4-mana 4/5 flyer. Red. This guy just play the top cards without reveal the store card from among them. Put it in your hand with the rest of them. Okay. Creatures you control: Flying, Fur Trek, Vigilance, Trample, Haste, Protection from black and red. Feather redeemed. A couple of lands. Portal of Sanctuary. Dead Weight. Forbidden Friendship, Essence Scatter, Kiora. Kiora is also very good, but we gotta go with Vivian.
A world of monsters? This is my paradise.
Vivian is too good. Alrighty. We got a 6-mana Trample Hexproof, can't be countered. Flying Trample, when you cast a spell, you gain half X life and draw half X card round at a time. Battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. That's not bad. Enchant creature gets +4/+4 when it is put into the graveyard from the battlefield. Create 2/2 wolves. That's also quite good. Tranquil Thickets, quite good. Field of Ruin. Sacrifice Field of Ruin is for target non-basic land opponent controls. Each player searches the right for basic land card. Okay. I think we're going to take Hydroid Krasis. We could take Carnage Tyrant and stay mono green, but Hydroid Krasis is much better. Beanstalk Giant is quite good. We're needing lands to cast our big spells. Arboreal Grazer could fill that gap as well. 2-mana 2/1 flying. And remember, attacks target creature if any player controls loses all abilities and base power is toughness 0/1. Counter target creature spell. Put a +1/+1 counter on a dude you control. So it's either this Mana Searcher and Beast, or it's Warkite Marauder. I think I'm inclined to cut green since we took Vivian, so we're going to start cutting green. The Arc Bow is interesting, although I don't think it's good enough. It's a Mana Ramper. Into a copy as a copy of any creature card in a graveyard. Body Double's pretty good. If you draw a card, pay 1. If you do, ++1 with a counter on it, a Kraken, and create a blue token. The Kraken is also quite good. Do we want to just play the Kraken? But yeah, this is like infinite stuff to do. You cast an instant resource spell, create a 2/2. There's for meaning. Draw 3 cards, discard 2 cards unless you discard an enchantment. Favorable wins. Creatures you control flying get +1/+1. No more green, but plenty of blue. We'll pick this up. We'll look for some instants and sorceries to go with Talrand, Sky Summoner, telling me I have a pack, but I don't. Oh. There we go, back in it. Figure it out, Arena. Shadow Spear or Traxxas. In a battlefield tapped and doesn't untap. Whenever you cast a historic spell, I can untap him. Oh, I didn't get our guy. I got Epic Downfall instead. So we'll take Shadow Spear here, and we'll be looking for the Zagoth Triome later. Exile a creature with converted mana cost 3 or greater, huh? Any of your upkeep, if you control creature power 4 or greater, draw a card. It's not bad. We don't have anything like that yet, though. Ashiok is a win condition. Reveals her hand, you choose non-creature on the card from it. Card until this guy leaves the battlefield. We'll take the Kite Sail Fire Freebooter. Castle Lochthwain is quite good. 4-card advantage. Dead weight tabled. We have Woodland Cemetery. As long as there are 3 or more land cards in your graveyard, pay 2 and tap, sacrifice land, search for every card, put on battlefield, tap, shuffle your library. It's a 1-mana 1/2 that gets bigger. Sure. Field of Ruin, Tranquil Thicket. We'll take the Thicket. Cycling lands are quite good, especially with Elvish Reclaimer. Now we can just take big stuff. It doesn't have to have Trample or anything. Shadow Spear helps with that. Essence Capture, Sparring Construct, dies for ++ counter attack creature you control. Choose one, search your library for a card, put it into your hand, or choose a card removed from outside the game and put it into your hand. 4 mana, find your best card. Seems solid. Ascend. All creatures, if you control 10 or more permanents, you get the city's blessing for the rest of the game. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. If you have the city's blessing instead, only creatures your opponents control. Pay 2 life, draw a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 5 or less life, you may transform it. Sure. Favorable wins, Thirst for Meaning, or Angrath. We'll just take Angrath. Looks like black is pretty open. Looks like we're going to end up in black-green. We might splash blue for like Hydroid Krasis. We're probably not playing Nadir Kraken anymore, even though it is super duper good. But black has been very, very open, so we will stay in it. 2 mana 1/2 Death Touch. Afterlife, make a 1/1 flyer. Sure. It's not the best thing I've ever seen. We get a cycling land that's in our color. Pretty awesome, pretty awesome. So if we're looking to splash anything, it is green, or it is blue, I mean. For Prime Speaker Vanifers, search library for creature card, convert equal to 1 plus the sacrifice creatures, whatever. We do lack removal right now. There's like not a single removal spell in our whole thing. I guess Epic Downfall. Kite Sail Freebooter kind of, but Plague Crafter is a really solid removal spell in these colors. I don't know why Sudden Spinnerets is in here. I guess you just need some stuff. But we're going to take the Plague Crafter here. We have Castle Lochthwain to generate cards in the late game. We have Argyl's Bloodfast to gain stuff in the late game. Counter-attack as well. Opens top 3 cards right into the graveyard. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, reveal it and put it into your hand. That's not terrible. Maelstrom Pulse, destroy target non-land permanent and all other permanents with the same name as that permanent. Yeah, Maelstrom Pulse is quite good. Always has been, always will be. So of course we take the Maelstrom Pulse. It's perfectly in black-green. A card that was just amazing to run in Jund during the Shards of Alara expansion. 12 mana, cost X total power creatures you control. Savage Stomp. Lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. You do destroy target creature an opponent controls. With Cavalier of Night dies, return a creature card through this to the battlefield. Cavalier of Night is great. Uro is also quite good. We need double blue for it though. Elspeth's Nightmare and Heartless Act are both awesome. Maybe one of them will table. Like I said, I think black is pretty open. Knight of the Ebos Legion and Disfigure are both really good cards. Treasure Map. Put a landmark counter on Treasure Map. There are 3 more counters on it. Remove those counters, transfer Treasure Map. You get 3 treasure tokens. Also +1 for each land you control. I think we'll just take Knight of the Ebon Legion here. Quite strong early game dude. Wow, it's Tezzeret. Hypnotic Sprite. Cast down. Destroy a non-legendary creature. Each opponent sacrifices a dude or planeswalker. Each opponent discards a card. Creature or planeswalker card from a graveyard on the battlefield under your control. It's definitely better. 2 creatures return a creature from graveyard to the battlefield. Clockwork Servant, meh. Whenever you tap an unlimited permanent for mana, add 1 mana of any type the permanent can produce. Charge counter, tap it in, XX and tap, put X charge counter, second plus restoration online permanent. The number of charge counters. Blast Zone's not terrible. First strike, hexproof from white. 9 of Alice is +0 as long as any player controls white permanent. You know what? It's a good early game, dude. I'll take it. Take 2 drops. Draw a card and lose a life. When he enters, Ritual of Souls. Destroy all creatures with a converted mana cost 3 or less. 1 of any color. Spend this mana only to cast creature spells. I mean, I could see Ritual of Soot being useful. We might play it. Brain Maggot, 2 mana 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card. Exile it until Brain Maggot leaves. I like that. Cryptic Caves is card advantage in the late game. So is Cloud Conceer. Cutthroat's pretty good. But we'll just take Brain Maggot. I think we'll just take Chemister's Insight here. Just a way to draw some cards off a splash. I'm okay with splashing it. Bonder's Enclave is pretty good. So is Wilderness Reclamation, but we'll take Bonder's Enclave. That's the instruction spell. Created 1/1 blue illusion with flying. Elspeth's Nightmare tabled and Duress tabled. We'll take the Nightmare though. We need 4 more playables before we have to start thinking about cuts. Bond of Insight is good. Maybe we'll play it. Maybe we won't. We only have 9 creatures right now. We kind of need more creatures. One, two. Well, we have 10 creatures because Angrath is a creature. Orbside is pretty good. Alright, we've got a Jace, but it's on our splash color, unfortunately. Vraska, Chevel, Thassa. Vraska and Chevel are our best picks here. We'll take the Vraska. We need some dudes. 5 mana 6/6 Death Touch. Beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this guy unless you sacrifice a land. Play an additional land on each of your turns, or 1 or more land cards put into your graveyard for anywhere. Draw a card. That's good. Great Merchant of Asphodel is actually pretty good in our deck as well. But we'll take this guy. Shark Typhoon is, of course, good on off the splash also. Black-green duel, very good. Whenever you cast your first spell during an opponent's turn, draw a card. Battlefield target creature gets -X/-0. X is devotion to blue. Neutralize. None of these are super great for us. Unfortunately, we're going to take the black-green dual land. Beginning of your end step, you may exile an enchantment card from your graveyard. If you do, make a 2/2 black zombie. Not a whole lot of enchantments here. We got a couple of them, but not very many. Akadu to drain. Polukranos is awesome. Graveyard, then you may return a creature from your graveyard to your hand. Return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield and shuffle your graveyard. I like the Mending of Dominaria as well, but Polukranos is great. We need more creatures. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. So we'll need to cut one right now. Arc of Orazka. Tap it, 5 and tap, draw a card. If you have City's Blessing. Evolving Wilds. Evolving Wilds is totally fine. Helps us fix our mana, helps us splash. Hypnotic Spectre is battlefield. Deals damage to your opponent. The player discards a card at random. Or opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it or a card from their graveyard. Exile it. Exile, escape for 6 and exile 3. Escapes with 2+1 together. And battlefield this way, each opponent sacrifices a non-Gorgon creature. I think we'll just take Hypnotic Spectre. Go ahead and put Overcome in the sideboard. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. We need to cut one more. Or is this an 18 lander? Probably an 18 lander. A 3, draw a card and lose a life. First 1 mana for a 1/1 Death Touch. 1/2 reach in the battlefield, deals damage equal to his fire target creature flying in front of the controls. Yeah, the Arachneer is definitely better. Season of Growth, ram through. Here's the battlefield. If it was kicked, create 8/2/2 black zombie knights. So it's a 4 mana 4/5 menace. Or a 10 mana 4/5 and 8/2/2s. Temple of Deceit helps our splash though. We're not playing Growth Spiral. Probably just splashing blue for like draw spells. Seems bad. We got Shovel and Nylea. And Diregraph Ghoul, honestly. And Gravebreaker Lamia. We'll play Shovel though. I think we're just gonna cut the blue splash, except for the X blue-green guy. I like Hydroid Krasis a lot. Overgrown Tomb is good. Yeah, we'll just take the mana fixing. We want to have a good mana base for all these awesome cards. Whatever. Temple of Mystery helps our splash. Reconnaissance mission doesn't matter. Resembling Skeleton might make the deck if we need more creatures. Okay. Waiting for the server. Alright, let's build the deck. So 42 cards. Is this 17 lands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 lands? Oh, 15, 16, 17. So this is a 17 lander right here. We need to make 2 cuts. Curve is heavy on the 2 drops. I think that's okay to be heavy on the 2 drops, honestly. Don't think we're going to need Angrath, although he is quite good. It might be Eldest Reborn. I think it is. Now we've got 15 creatures. A Shadow Spear. An Epic Downfall. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Five removal spells. Vivian, Vraska. Vraska's a removal spell, so 6. Cavalier, kind of. Also. Oh, we do have an Evolving Wild, so we do want to play one island. I don't know. The deck looks good to me. It's got a good curve. The blue splash is super easy. Like, search your library for any land too. We can search up Castle Lochdoane. You can search up Bonder's Enclave. Is Bonder's Enclave good in our deck? We have a 6/6, a 4/5, a 4/4. Bonder's Enclave not that good in our deck. Huh. More you know. We need swamps a little more than forests. We have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ways to get swamps, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ways to get forest. I think we should definitely lean a little bit more into the swamp section here. You play Growth Spiral. We're never going to play that early enough for it to matter. Destroy all creatures with converted mana cost 3 or less. Really screws us a lot. We have a lot of cheap dudes. So we have a lot of cheap dudes, so maybe we want to play Overcome. But I think we'll just end the game with giant monsters. And Shadow Spear. Yeah. This looks good. We'll play it. No idea how this format goes or anything, so let's draft this cube. Let's do this. None of our green sources. It's a mulligan. Got the temple, got a bunch of 2-drops. Sure. We got to put something back. Might be the spider. Yeah. I guess it's going to be the spider. We're going to put it on the bottom. We're looking for land for the next few turns. Or some more 3-drops. We'll put the shovel out first. During your turn, spells your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast, spells your opponents activate cost 1 more activate unless their mana abilities afterlife 1. Cool. Alright, we do another land. That's really, really good. We can straight up eat this guy. If Shovel's thing happens, we're going to gain some life and draw a card. Go ahead and attack with Shovel here. We're going to rip his best card from his hand, which is probably going to be difficult to decide which one's his best card. He gets a 2/2. He gets 2 2/2s, and then they all get bigger. Put it on his Knight token. Spell costs 1 less to cast for each knight you control. Creature draw +1/+1 whenever you cast a legendary spell. Create a 2/2 white knight. Equip creatures plus Bizarro as Vigilance as a knight in addition to his other types. Whenever equipped creature attacks, create a 2/2 white knight. Creature token with Vigilance, tapped and attacking. Alright, we'll get rid of Circle. Play the Temple. I want to keep Cavalier on top, but we don't have the black sources to cast him, unfortunately. He's got to go to the bottom. Knight of Malice has First Strike and Hexproof from white. And he'll be a 3/2. Doesn't have removal for it. Let's go to combat here. We'll attack with Shovel. And then we will go ahead and play Knight of Malice. Next turn, we can play Beanstalk Giant and one of these two 2-mana cards. We're going to exile his graveyard. Not that that really matters. Because even when all of his stuff gets +2/+1 next turn, it won't matter because Knight of Malice handles it. Attacks, untap another creature you control until the turn. The creature has base power and toughness +4 and gains indestructible. It's pretty good. It'll be an epic endowment fall for sure. We can always dig up a swamp. That is definitely the scariest thing he's got so far, so we'll go ahead and exile it. We could attack with Shovel if he wants to double block. I'll happily kill that one. Otherwise, our 3/2 First Strike deals with his 4/3s easily enough. Alright. Opponent discards a card at random. What is this? What sword did you put? +2/+0. Vigilance is 9 additions to other types. Attacks for 2/2. Night creature tokens. Vigilance, that is attacking. Alright, let's go to combat here. We'll just attack with Shovel. No, because he could double block there and there, and I don't want to kill either of those. So no attacks. We'll play the Hypnotic Spectre. And we'll play the Bloodfast, because we're going to need to start drawing cards here. Because we are out of cards. If we draw a land, we can always play a 7/7. If he equips here. If he attacks, I'll trade Hypnotic Spectre. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I guess he really wanted to kill Hypnotic Spectre. We got Baron Moore. But it enters tap, so I think we want to cycle it. Vivian is a fantastic top deck here.
I'm bold as a brushway, so brace yourself.
Go ahead and make a 3/3. We're going to give it reach.
Diversity is our greatest strength.
We'll start attacking with Knight of Malice. He could double block it. Those two, which I wouldn't want to happen. I actually still don't have any good attacks. We need to resolve this 7/7. Start attacking with it. Also, resolving Cavalier of Night will be pretty good. Alright, he got Vivian. That's not surprising. What else does this thing do? Turn target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, he can't do that. I think we're probably just going to play Cavalier. Go ahead, go to combat. I will just attack with my 3/3. If he wants to double block, that's fine. If he doesn't, we'll play Cavalier. Sack that guy. Destroy his 2/2, gain 3 life and draw a card. And we drew a land, so we can do this thing on his instep and then play a 7/7. And now we have a 4/5 lifelink here to start turning sideways. Prison Realm probably gets Cavalier of Night. Not a huge issue. Plenty of scary creatures in our deck. Knight of Malice happens to be quite good against this guy. Sure. He doesn't really have any good attacks. End of his turn, I will go ahead and shock myself to draw a card. The bounty counter on his Dark Dweller Oracle. Play our land. What is it? Non-creature spells. Cost 2 more to cast. Would I play 6 mana for Vraska? I think I would. Especially to kill this thing.
It's not often I'm outmaneuvered.
He can bring it back, but that's okay. We gained our 3 life. We drew our card. I don't mind if he brings it back. It can be a 3-3. We have a 3-2 first striker. It doesn't matter. If he wants to kill Vraska, he has to all-out attack and lose 2 of his creatures. In hindsight, we probably should have killed a token, so we couldn't have resurrected it. I wasn't really thinking that far through. Thinking. We got the Gitrog monster. For card advantage now as well. Cool. Now we can't kill Vraska. Raise the alarm. Raise the alarm is a good card. Okay, sure. I guess, yeah, he can still kill Vraska. Does he get to pick where it's attacking? He does, okay. Well, we are, of course, still going to block. Yeah, it's important to make him spend the 3 mana later. So yeah, we'll block like that. He sacrifices his knight. There's no reason to do that, though. Hopefully he does. It just kills a card in his deck. Cool. It's a land. I guess he can put that into play. End of turn. Shock ourselves to draw a card. We drew Shadow Spear, and I will put counter on his Dark Dweller Oracle, Alukranos, Gitrog, and Shadow Spear. Spear gives trample and lifelink. So if I attack with Knight, he can double block it to finally get rid of it. But it trades with Oracle, and I think I'm okay with that. Works for me. I will happily kill that guy. And wipe his... Alright. So Palukranos is one of the strongest plays here. Shadow Spear. And Reclaimer. And we save mana for... Save mana for Argyl's Bloodfast. In turn. it's Heliod. Okay. Resolve, sorry. GG. All right. We got all our colors. Got some cheap stuff. Got 4 mana find a card and 4 mana good card. We'll keep it. Knight of the Ebon Legion gets down top, so next turn we can drop Knight and Reclaimer. Oh, he's got a Essence Scatter. No, he doesn't. We're good. Two mana, 2/2 flash reach. Whenever another non-human creature is battlefield under your control, you pay X. When you do, put X plus one counters on the guy. Seems pretty good to me, honestly. So I can pay 3 mana to make him bigger and eat his dude. So if he blocks, we'll do that. If he doesn't block, we'll play other cards. AKA Beanstalk Giant. Okay. He's going to pay the 1. Very good for him. We have Vraska next turn to deal with it. I'll happily just play out a 1 mana 1/2 for now. That can chump. No blocks, of course. We'll go to combat first. Attack with our knight. If he wants to block, we'll pump it. Flash for 4. If he wants to block it, we'll still pump. Because it gives him Death Touch. And it turns it into a 4/5. So he put a +1/+1 counter on his Cutthroat, right? Like, he didn't do nothing. Enchanted creature loses all abilities, and it's a 3/3. I could double block the Cutthroat here. Think I will. If he wants to pump it or save his guy, he can. Baron Moore is a good card. He doesn't have any way to react here, so we're just going to go ahead and play Vraska. Take care of his guy. Hit him for 4. And just put the... We'll just put the land into play. We do need to get to 7 eventually. Although last game we never played it. Karn. Real top card that an opponent chooses one of them. Put the card into your hand and exile the other 2 with a silver counter on it. Put a card you want a silver counter for exile in your hand. He can have his land. We'll play the monster. Plus 2 her.
Sacrifices must be made from time to
Sacrifice the Baron more. Get 2 cards off of it this way. Overgrown Tomb enters tapped. Will attack Karn.
It is best if you stop.
We have Plague Crafter.
Good choice.
For the forest. You can have a forest. I mean, we have to sacrifice a land here. Of course, we would like to. You play an additional land on each of your turn. We'll play a forest and a tranquil thicket. Plus 2 on Vraska.
don't dwell on what
Sacrifice tranquil thicket. Draw 2 cards. Gain 1 life. Each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Or we can play Vivian after the attack. Let's go for the attack first. Gitrog can go face. These other guys can try and kill Karn. Everything succeeds. Let's just go for Vivian. No Vivian, that's okay. Vraska's gonna take 3. 1 mana, 1/1 flyer. Pay 8 to give it +4/+4. It's a sorcery card in your graveyard, which is 1 right now. Yeah,
I'm still here.
so it costs 7. We will sacrifice a land. We'll play our land. This thing escapes for 5. And 4 other cards from the graveyard, which we can easily do. So I think what we do here is +2 Vraska.
Everyone is
Sack the
expendable
Arachnir.
except me.
Gain a life and draw a card. We could just play Polukranos now, but I think we're still just going to play Arachnir. We do have to exile 5 other cards in the graveyard. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's only 4. Beautiful. Let's get rid of all the lands. He's got the counter for it. Really unfortunate. You could hit Vraska for 1. Next turn, he could kill Vraska. He's getting really low. I don't think we're worried about our Vraska living. We have so much stuff to do, it's not even funny. Yeah, he definitely needs to chump this. We have so many cards. It's absolutely insane. We do need to keep drawing lands so Gitrog doesn't kill us out of the game. But we got him for at least 1 more turn. Because we can play Polukranos and then lose him and it's okay. I'll happily take this trade. He's at 9. I won't. And Vraska's dying anyway. Why should I trade? We'll get rid of a forest. We drew another land. That's pretty good. Let's just head into combat here and try to kill him. Okay, he bounces Gitrog. It's not an issue. So what we can do now here, we could play Spectre and Downfall. We could play Paluk Renos. We could play Spider. We could just recast Gitrog. I think we'll just recast Gitrog. I need to discard down to 7. I don't think we need the card advantage from Bloodfast right now. I have no idea what that does. Plus, one is to play a draw card. No step if you didn't attack with creature's turn, sacrifice it. Okay, it's really good for him. I think might have to suffer an epic downfall. Bye-bye island. Go to combat. Attack with Gitrog. And then it looks like Hypnotic Spectre and Epic Downfall on Brazen Borrower. We could try and resolve Cavalier as well. Because if he has a counter, he needs to counter the Spectre. Otherwise, it can block. He might have something he can... He might have a counter spell for Epic Downfall and something he can do about the block. If he doesn't... A 5/5 flyer is pretty good. It still doesn't beat my 6/6. Your upkeep, look at the top card of your library, you may put it in your graveyard, then if you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard, you may transform this. Okay. He's definitely going to have enough cards in his graveyard. This thing comes in with 4 +1/+1 counters. Bye-bye forest. Let's go to combat here. Attack with Gitrog. He has to chump with a 5 attack creature. We had lethal there if he doesn't have anything. Let's put the spear into play. And then we'll play Plague Crafter. I could have killed him that turn, of course, but we were big dumb. Rip all my lands. I mean, we've only blown up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands. We've played 11 total, so there's still 6 more in the deck. 6 out of 11 cards. So 50-50 shot on lands, basically. He's going to get a non-creature, non-land, so he's looking for removal, maybe a board wipe. Look at top X card of your library. X is your devotion to blue. Put one of them on top of your library and the rest of the bottom of the order. And he's done. The Gitrog monster killing people. A 6/6 death touch card advantage machine. I don't need lands to win the game if I have lots of cards, okay? Bottom line. Temple, Overgrown Tomb, Baron Moor. We got a 2-drop. We got a 4-drop. I like it. Temple first, obviously. It gives us something to do on turn 3. Okay. We do have to shock ourselves to play this guy. And I'll happily do so. Come on, opponent. Players have no maximum hand size. Each player draws cards, and they mill. Combat. Thinking about what unsummon? Or you got a 1-mana cycler? The blue cycle land. Play our land. And we'll play our Knight of Malice. Oh, he's got Opt. Okay. I mean, Opt is quite good. I mean, 2-mana 2/2 first strike is still fine. It's not exciting, but it's fine. If we draw a land, we can Polukranos. We can Mastermind's Acquisition for Vivian or Vraska. He's drawn a bunch of cards. We don't draw land, we can put Bloodfast into play. It's an enters the battlefield tapped land, so that's no good, but it's a land. And we still have something to cast, so it's not the end of the world. But we wish it wasn't. ETB tapped land. It's okay. Next turn, if we draw a basic, we can play Cavalier. Sacking Enforcer to kill any creature he plays. If not, then we can always do Hydroid Crisis for 3, which I'm not excited about. Cloud Conceer is not even something I'm excited to kill with Cavalier, honestly. Dibble Thip! Okay, we drew Vivian, which actually doesn't help us. He doesn't have any good blocks, so go in with the team. If he wants to trade Cloud Conceer for Orzhov Enforcer, that's fine. Yeah, we're okay with those trades. And we will just play Polukranos because it is something to do. Another land would be awesome. Oh, this is a white spirit creature token. That's pretty funny. Ujin. Exile top card of the library face down. I mean, we can still play Polukranos again. But whatever. Go to combat. Send the 1/1 at Ujin. Send the knight to his face. Get that damage in. Finish off Ujin. Put Vivian into play. +1 Vivian.
Dinosaurs? I love Ikoria.
Gonna make a Vigilance guy.
I called, and Ikoria answered.
Like he could play a hasty, like red flying dude, but to kill Vivian, but that's okay. All non-land permanents there on his hands. Okay. Not a huge deal. I think the first one we want to get down is Vivian.
I will let cities encroach on the wilds no longer.
+1. Continue to get my Vigilance creatures.
We will adapt to any threat.
We know we're drawing a land, so we'll have 7. Okay. Played a 4-mana 4/4 flyer. That's like medium at best. We can play Knight off the top. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna +1 this guy. Give him reach.
I'd like you to meet my friend, Stompy.
We're gonna play Cavalier of Night. We're gonna sacrifice the one that just entered in order to destroy his flyer. Go to combat. Get him for 3. Play our guy off the top. Because it's basically like drawing a card. And we're just going to keep up the pressure. Evolving Wilds lets us shuffle if we don't like the top card. Mezit. Okay. Okay.
Nothing poultice can't heal.
I think we want to find a card to eliminate Niv-Mizzet here, which is going to be the 2-mana exile a thing. So we need 6 mana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can play the green guy off the top first. Why would I pay for it with... Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, green guy off the top first. Aha, take that Niv-Mizzet. Acquisition next. Ah, he's gonna get to kill our spider now. That's okay, he can kill the spider. Oh, he might deal 1 to Vivian. Dealing 1 to Vivian is fine.
Fold on the floor like.
Yep. It'd be like that sometimes.
Thank you, Craig, screaming back.
He dealt 1 to my face because he's an insane person. Go ahead and get rid of Niv-Mizzet. Another 1 damage to my face. We'll make a 3/3. Give it vigilance. Go to combat.
Beauty lies in variation.
Attack with the team. Play Evolving Wilds. We don't want the island on top. So we will go ahead for the shuffle. Hypnotic Spectre on top is significantly better. He's at 1 HP, he has to clear the board or play 4 blockers. He usually goes all the way onto my shoulder.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
He doesn't either. He's just a little... What does this do? Oh! Oh, he exiled my guy.
There, be a lap king.
It doesn't really matter. We're just gonna make a dude. Go to combat.
God call, and Decoria answers.
Good.
And we're just gonna kill him with all of our stuff. Unless he's got something. I don't know what he could have for 2 mana. Okay, now he's got 2 blockers. So I guess he technically lives another turn here, but I still have such a huge advantage. I'm not even really worried about it. We can play this guy for 6. I don't know. And we can play and equip Shadow Spear to him next turn for a 6/6 lifelink trample.
Back to work soon.
Oh no, before you leave, tell me. I'll come walk you out and stuff.
I mean,
I like to.
okay.
For as talkative as he is, yeah. All of our tap lands. We want to play the green one first. As our one drop is green. Get our scry on, another land. We don't need it, actually. It is not tapped. We have Knight of Malice. It's probably better to get Hypnotic Spectre out just as soon as possible, though, so keep it on top. The Arachneer is just good, like, removal on a dude. 1 mana, 1/2 reach with escape, and it also is removal. Nuts. 1 mana, 1/1 flyer. Wow. That sucks. But Spectre is fine. Definitely go ahead and go in with the Spider. We have the Spectre to block the 1/1, which we won't anyway. We'll just eat 1 and turn the Spectre sideways in response. Castle Lochthwain is a good card advantage. Aragorn's Bloodfast is good card advantage. Okay. So he's going to be drawing an extra card, and I'm going to be making him lose 1 at random. Unless he has another flyer here, which he does. This gives something +1/+1, which is quite good for us right now. It's definitely something we want on the Spectre. Go ahead and attack with the Spectre. And with the Spider, we're okay with that trade there. We can always just bring the Spider back. Discard a Plains, that's not exciting. Knight of Malice will be good against this guy. It's okay, he can race my 3/3 lifelink here all he wants. It has trample as well, so anything with less than 3 toughness blocks it poorly. So like for 4 mana, you usually get like a 3/3 or a 3/2 flyer. Yeah, Cloudkin Seer's fine. I've got Hydroid Krasis as well, which means it's even harder for him to race me because I can gain a bunch of life in the late game. Okay. Making that guy potentially indestructible. Go ahead and move on to my turn here. Got a land. That's quite good. We will save the Arachneer back to block now. 2, 4, 6, 8 damage. I'm at effectively 20. I'm okay with the Arachneer dying to either of those guys. Yeah, we'll just go in. We have Knight of Malice to block the ground. Happy to gain the life. Getting rid of Ascend. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. +2 until instead. It's a good one for us for him to lose. Go ahead and get Knight of Malice down. And Arguel's Bloodfast. A first strike hexproof from white guys, pretty good. Creatures you control with power or toughness 1 or less can't be blocked. Okay, so those 3 guys can't be blocked. But he's only attacking with that one. Makes sense. If he wants to double block and trade here, I'll happily do it. He can sack his guy to make the other guy indestructible. Sacrifice it, counter target spell or ability that targets you or a creature you control. Okay. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on this guy, draw a card, then discard a card, pay 2 to adapt 1. Okay. He's got a very good little swarmy deck here. Looks like this turn might be Hydrocrasis for 3. Make a 3/3 on the ground to draw a card, gain a life. Doesn't seem super useful. You can play Beanstalk Giant and Bloodfast. Let's just go to combat here and attack with Spectre first. And Knight. It's awful hard to race a 3/3 lifelinker. If he wants to double or triple block the Spectre, he's more than welcome to. Well, I will happily kill them all. And Knight of Malice can have the Shadow Spear next turn. Search a basic. Now we can either Shadow Spear or we can Arguel's Bloodfast. We draw land, we could play Giant. We can make a 2/3. The 1/2 blocks everything just fine. I think we'll go ahead and equip this to the Knight, making him a 4/3 first strike trample lifelink, hexproof from white. I'll happily trade. Oh, that's a permanent ability. All right. Happy to take that there. He doesn't need any more cards. This is our first opponent putting up a pretty good fight. Cavalier doesn't help us that much right now. We can't play Giant. Go to combat. Attack with a 4/3 lifelinker. Go ahead and get him. We can play this guy for 4. It's a fine play right now. He's probably got a counter spell. Nope. Very good. Solinter tapped. Next turn we can play a 7/7. Okay. That's good for him. He does have to block. Then we can Vivian and this guy. We can play this guy and Cavalier. Let's go to combat here. See how he wants to block. Because he has to. He could just chump skis. He's going all in. So how do we want to divide our 4 damage? We don't need to kill this guy. I do want to kill this. And probably the 2/2 a little bit more than the 1/3. The 2/2's already done its thing, though. We'll kill the 1/3. We play this, and then we have 5 mana left for Cavalier. Sacrifice this guy. GG. Powerful dude after powerful dude. Too much for... His deck seems kind of slow. He had a bunch of dudes out very, very quickly, actually. More so than I did. And he had some Anthem effects, but Hypnotic Spectre ripped a bunch of cards out of his hand and wrecked him. I am going to go say goodbye to the wife. I will be right back. She's going to be gone for a few hours. So I'll be right back. Bear with me. Don't go away. This cube draft is awesome. We've already got 4 wins, 0 losses. We're doing great. We're going to try and get all the way to 7. Be right back. This is the first game we've gotten Brain Maggot. Ow, cat. But it looks good. Baron more first, and then plans to play everything else. You're horrible at draft. Drafting is all I do, man. I love it. What is that? Enchant land. Just have for mana. This controller adds an additional green. Pay 5 and sack it. Get a 2/2 wolf. Yeah, that's not bad at all. We don't have anything to shovel, so we will Brain Maggot. We can get the Brand to Dawn, but we can deal with a 3/4. The Great Hinge is interesting. 3 mana, cost 2 less cast if you control, if targets a dinosaur you control, put plus on our creature that creature fights. And this is a dinosaur, so he's got a 3/4 that turns into a 4/5 fight, which will just kill Brain Maggot. So unfortunately we have to take the removal spell. Otherwise he just kills Brain Maggot with it and then gets his card back. Crashing Brantodon is actually fine. We have Pulse for it if we want to Maelstrom Pulse it. But for now, we'll just play Shovel. We'll Pulse it next turn. We have a lot of lands. No attacks, of course. Of course, we'd rather kill this Preserver here. Like, Brantodon's a 3/4 and it's annoying. You like making decks? You're not rich, so you can't buy all the cards you want? Well, that's why I draft, man. No blocks. I'm not rich either. But like $10 for a draft that builds your collection and lets you build a deck and play games? Like, that's super good. He didn't play his Preserver. Does have Flash. Seems strange to me that he wouldn't play it. We'll go to combat. I'm not going to attack with Brain Maggot for obvious reasons. Shovel can go in, though. And I guess I pulse away this Brantodon. We have Mastermind's Acquisition to destroy his next card. We have Bloodfast for card advantage. Let's just go ahead and kill this guy. If you sacrifice it, it's all the same for Shovel. Brain Maggot's an enchantment. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, there was no good choice with Brain Maggot there then. Cavalier's good. We don't have a third black source yet. So this only costs 7. He's got 6. Savage Stomp doesn't kill Shovel. Even if it did, it would have to be a fight. Which we're okay with a fight spell. Oh, it puts a +1/+1 counter. You know what? We're still okay with that. We can play Lockthwain now, and we can just play Cavalier. Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good to just be first on board here. He's only got one card in hand that does anything, and it's a question mark. It could be lands. You don't get old cards in drafts unless you find someone who have old unopened packs. I mean, you're not wrong there. To the battlefield. Shovel. Now if we have a way to destroy that, we're doing much better. If we have a way to destroy it for black and green, but I think we're going to have to find the exile. I don't think we can do it for 2 mana without the exile card. Yeah, we're gonna have to do Epic Downfall. Good game. Like the thing is, like, they're gonna reprint cards. Oh, he drew top deck Liliana. Incredible.
Your corpse will make an excellent minion.
He made a zombie.
Looks like a fun new toy.
I would like to scry one, actually. That can go on the bottom. It's too weak for us right now. So we can play an equipped spear and play blood. Playing and equipping a spear here is pretty good. Go ahead and just dink Liliana.
Ugh, I hope you washed your
And
hands.
we will play Bloodfest. This way, if he sacks, if he does the -2 now, we get a card in life. Or the -4 to make everybody sack 2. He does have 7 now to play the Hinge. Yeah, the new Liliana is awesome. Yeah, so he's going to resolve the Hinge, and now he's probably going to toss away his dude to kill my dude. He's making more zombies. That's fine.
Rise.
That's not a great draw for us. We don't have any lands in the graveyard yet. So we will use this thing. We drew a good card. We can do X is equal to 4. We'll go to combat here. Attack with Shovel. If he wants to trade both his zombies for Shovel, that's fine. We get 3 life and a card. He gets 2 cards, but what can we do?
I'll find a use for you later.
And I think we just play this guy, X is equal to 4. Draw 2 life. Draw 2 life, yeah. Draw 2 life. Great. He can still just make me sack it with Liliana. But at least then he's not making any dudes. Black token build with Kalitas. Kalitas, is that the 2/2 chick, 2/2 flying thing that exiles enchantments to make zombies? I don't understand why he's not using Liliana to kill my stuff. Oh, he had Pulse. This might be a loss here. We have a lot of HP, but not much
Rise and
anything
shine.
else. What lets it make lands into stuff? Ah. So here we can get Polukranos in play. We should have paid more attention to how it was tapping. We can have him fight something. We can gain a bunch of life for that as well. But if we want to gain a bunch of life from that, then we can't draw a card here. I think we want to gain a bunch of life from that. We can fight at any time, so let's hold off. You've cast this game. You may cast without paying its mana cost. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. If you have a creature or land from among them, put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in any order. Okay. Whenever a non-token creature an opponent dies, exile the creature card. Make a 2/2 zombie. Ah, something like that. When it enters the battlefield, exile cards top of the library into exile another card. Put that card into your hand. Cards 4 or greater. Repeat this process. Deals 1 damage to you for each card put into your hand this way. Okay. Polukranos will happily fight that guy. In response to this. No problem at all there.
From your death.
So he got Gem Razor, which can blow up my Shadow Spear. Or he can destroy Blood Beast. Yeah, that's not a bad plan either. I'll just block. Get him in the graveyard so we can resurrect him.
What a good, mindless minion.
We gotta choose 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Sacrifice another zombie or Vant to give him +1/+1. Nice. Yeah, I mean, that seems solid. Last turn. Now we have a 12/12 that can fight. He's only got 12 cards left in his deck. Maybe we can deck him. We're at 31. Okay, he's going to make a sack. In response, we're definitely going to fight something. He's probably going to sack the 2/2s. So we want to fight either the 4/4 or the 3/4 that makes a thing. This guy can make multiple things. This thing needs to die. In response, he's going to make lands into some stuff. Unfortunately, we can't gain life for this. We want to play Gitrog the same time we can play two other creatures. So 5, 6. We need to draw like a 4-drop or a 3-drop to play alongside of Gitrog. So we have a blocker, and then he can destroy stuff. We can block. We can equip Shadow Spear and attack to gain life. Paluchronos can come back eventually. We've got 2 right now. We only need 4. We're only taking 6 damage. He's drawing extra cards every turn. 7/7 Vigilance, Trample, Haste. Okay. That's 18. That's a lot, but we're not out of the game yet still. Vivian's a decent draw. We need 11 mana. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's not quite enough to do everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can play both of these. He can make a sack, and then he has 14 damage, which is enough to kill us. So that's not actually going to do it. Both of these doesn't do it. Both of these doesn't do it. Vivian's the same as Gitrog here. So let's play Vivian. This way we can look at the top card. Overgrown Tomb isn't something we want. So we'll swamp and cycle this. Oh, it has to be a green to cycle that. That's fine. Almost good enough.
Beauty lies in variation.
If we hadn't played that swamp first, we could shock ourselves with this. Have a blocker, which isn't good enough anyway. It's -4, yeah. Well, he has to sack 2 guys too. So we're technically not dead here. Now he can sacrifice 2 and hit us for 12, which isn't good enough. Now he can sacrifice 2 and hit us for 14. Maybe he won't see it. He sees it, GG. That's okay. It's our first loss. His deck was really, really strong. Lots and lots of powerful cards there. 3 lands, 2-drop, 3-drop, 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. This is great. Good curve. Good spells. A non-creature, non-land. Exile it till this guy leaves the battlefield. Hit it for 1. Two-mana 2/2. Not a big deal. Oh, he can't play his double red guy. Yeah, we'll just get Conclave Tribunal now. Let's just cycle this. We've got enough lands anyway. Play our island. Pass the turn. We'll use our ability, I think. The creatures you control get +1/+0. Whenever not token creature dies, deals 1 damage to any target. Okay, it's not bad. It's fine. Kind of wanted to pacify Elvish Reclaimer. So we'll ditch a swamp here. We can search our library for any land. We want a scry one. We want a green-black duel. We want Castle Lockthwain. We probably want Castle Lockthwain. We have Pulse and Downfall here. I think we will exile. Pass turn. We're going to use our ability to dig up a better land. Judith is fine. End of turn, we'll sack a swamp. Fetch the scry land. The swamp on the bottom. Go to combat, attack with Reclaimer. Hit him for 3. Play our Scry Temple. Shovel's good. In turn. If he pacifies this, we have something to sack for Plague Crafter. If he doesn't, then we just play Shovel. Search your library for 2 creature cards. Convert them as one villain. Put it in your hand. Do shuffle your library. Okay. We got a 1 mana 2/1. Pacifism is finally coming down. Ouchies. We're gonna go with... How much mana do we need this turn? Shovel. We need it all. Unfortunately, we're not turning any lands into anything. But we'll start with Plague Crafter. Sack my Reclaimer. What's up? Pacifism hurts. Not sure what it does, but man, it makes my guy not be able to attack or block. Could have still used the ability though. But yeah, we'll just sack it. It's cool. Not a big deal for us here. We could pulse this guy to death right now, but we'd rather develop Shovel first. He doesn't have, what is this? First strike raid. So triggers a creature you control attack this turn. There's that plus counter if you attack this turn. Okay, yeah, we're good. Shovel. And then Knight. And we will put a counter on Judith, and then Maelstrom Pulse Judith. None of these cards are scary. Could Pulse Judith, could play Vivian. I think it's good to just go ahead and Pulse Judith here. It's fine, he can deal 1 damage to whatever he wants. We can turn this guy into a 4/4. We're about to heal for 3. It's good fucking annoying, yeah. Yeah, Imrus, that's gonna happen sometimes, man. The meta changes, and then you have to adapt. So if everyone's running control, you need to run a beefier beatdown deck. He's gonna deal 1 to my face, that's fine. We drew another thing to play, that's really good. We don't mind trading our Plague Crafter for both of those. We don't mind trade, like, he can't kill Knight. Yeah, okay, yeah, he was pretty much done for. You don't have to necessarily play a red-black deck, Imrus, to make a beefier deck. Green is usually your best friend. Accompany it with blue. So when green has your big creatures. Yeah, blue-green control is fun. Yeah, he's talking about for a 60-card deck. Yeah. So you play big creatures from green. And then you use your blue cards for evasion. So flying creatures and counter spells to prevent your opponents from doing anything at all. So we got 2/3. Evolving Wilds has to find us a swamp. And it's really like 3/4, but that's okay. Gitrog on 5, Beanstalk. Yeah, this is a good hand. It's slow because of the wilds and the temple. Like one of them, like the temple's gonna slow us down. Never mind, we're good now. Because now we can play our 2 and 3s on it. Ooh, aggressive deck. Shovel does a pretty good job at stopping aggro. Yeah, blue, white, black are the 3 most controlling colors. Blue-green is kind of like a stompy beatdown. Usually. Put the counter there. Play our land. We do want to go ahead and play the Nightmare. It kills the ghoul, gets us a life, gets us a card, gets us 3 life. We don't have any way to deal with the Dreadhorn invasion, so we're hopefully just gonna have to force him to block all the time before his stuff gets big. We can try, we can totally look at it. Exile Shovel, okay. See what he's got in his hand. All we can get is Dead Weight, but we can plan around a 4-mana 3/2 Menace. He does have the lands to play it already. Target opponent looks at the top 3 cards of your library and separates them into a face down pile and a face up pile. Put 1 pile into your hand and the other into the graveyard. Okay. We don't really want to do anything other than play these 2 creatures. So we're good with Temple this turn. That's going to the bottom. We don't really need more lands. Claimer. And Enforcer. Makes stuff useless. He wants his deck to beat control decks, Yetsin. We could trade for the 2/2 zombie. I don't hate that, just because it's going to get bigger. And then we get a 1/1 flyer. Seems fine to me. Wow, he actually had an enchantment card in his graveyard. We have Kite Sail, which is pretty good. Or we can just play a 6/6 monster. I'll offer the trade here. We're just going to shock ourselves and play a 6/6 monster. He can't stop it right now. Like, Freebooter doesn't get his last card anyway. We have Downfall for it when he plays it. Blue-black? Yeah, blue-black is another control deck usually. The top pile will be face down. So he'll probably want Agonizing Remorse. And it doesn't hurt us that bad. Like, he can get any of those and it's fine. He took the 2 cards, which in my opinion were significantly worse. Good for us. I will happily throw a forest into the yard. Now we can play both. Go ahead and play Downfall. Go to combat. Offer the trades on everything here. If he wants to throw everything away to kill the 6/6, that's fine. Now he's just going to chump it forever. We could play Freebooter now. Oh, we can play an additional land each turn. That's good. We will do so. Hypnotic Spectre is a good card. It's action, so we'll keep it. Oh, it doesn't matter. We're going to be searching a land anyway. Whoops. We could try and freeboot his last card. I think that's good this turn. We got it. This guy's also card advantage, so I'm not too worried about him killing all of our lands. Thank you, Robbie. I know I'm a dork. I appreciate that. So that's 6 mana to make it a 5/5. So we can't do it yet. We can do it now. Goodbye, swamp. Knight of Malice is pretty good. Hypnotic Spectre is pretty good. We can fetch a land and play Knight of Malice. He can make his dude a 5/5. And I'm not big dumb, I know that. I don't think I can beat Dreadhorde Invasion, unfortunately. Knight of Malice. And fetch a land. Go ahead and make your guy a 5/5. Not that many lands left in our deck. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 9. So there's 8 more. The only appendage I have is my Penis. Rank 20 plays! Back in our old Hearthstone days. Yeah, I'll happily trade your 2/1 for my 1/1 any day. And if you want to tap your 5/5 flyer so that I can have better attacks, you do it. Plenty of removal in the deck. I'll draw something to kill it within the 4 turns that it has to kill me, probably. So no blocks. I mean, I'm not that worried about it. We're drawing 2 cards a turn. We're bound to find it. I'm never playing Beanstalk Giant at this point, but that's okay. It's far from the biggest threat in my deck. Spider actually kills the Cacophony, which is pretty good for us right now. There's just not as many Streamlabs quotes right now. We'll go to combat here. Of course, our monsters going in, our 3/2 first strike, our flyers, and our 3/4. What's his ground crackback gonna be? 4, and we can block the 1/1. So he deals 8. We're gonna play Hypnotic Spectre as well. Yeah, it's fine. He has to block this. 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, it's 14. That's lethal. It's too big. What does it mean? Blue controls a noob killer? Yeah, but blue by itself doesn't, like, remove anything. It just kind of bounces stuff around and counters things. Like, it's really at best paired for a control with either white or black as well, so it can actually remove threats. Yeah, he has no good blocks here. He doesn't want to take 8. Have I got any drops? I haven't watched today, unfortunately. Play the Spectre. We can sacrifice lands to Reclaimer as well. Yeah, Brazen Borrow's good. Can block only creatures with flying. That's something. I'll happily trade Spider here. We can recast Spider for 5. That's not an issue for us. And he concedes. We got him. Drops for Escape from Tarkov. So if you watch certain Escape from Tarkov streamers right now, you get in-game loot for it. If your Twitch account is linked to a Tarkov account. All right. One more win for 7. Let me finish this cube draft real quick. I just need one more win. And then I'll hop in Discord with you and we can talk about your collection and stuff. We're real close to being done. 1 win, 2 losses, 2 more games. 1 more game at the quickest. We got all of our early game and one of our strongest cards in Vivian right out the gate. It's only a 2-lander, but that's okay. Yeah, I thought about playing the Temple of Mystery first. That way we could go 2 cards on turn 2, but it doesn't make much of a difference. Okay, he's really getting his land set up. He's a freed burrito, man. He's freed the burrito. We could go ahead and play Lockthwain in order to play Freebooter. I like that, actually. Of One Mind or Treasure Map. He really doesn't have very much going on. We'll rip the Of One Mind. We don't have a good attack, though. Okay. That was something. So much enters the battlefield tapped lands. This guy has reach. Tempted just to cycle this. So much enters the battlefield tapped lands. Alright, Temple. Keep it on the top. It is action after all. No attacks. We can start attacking next turn, though. Yeah, that 6/6 actually doesn't come down that early. It has effect. So now he's got his map. We will play the Reclaimer. Oh, is he going to counter my Reclaimer? We'll play the Wilds. We'll play Knight of Malice. Ooh. It's a good one. We only need one more land in the grave after the wilds to get Reclaimer on board. No attacks still. How many is it for landmark counters? 3 or more? And he's got all of his lands he could ever want. No reason to trade with a 3-2. Temple of Deceit's pretty good. For the bottom. Combat. Attack with just Knight. If he wants to block, I'll pump it. Will I? Or do I want to make Elvish Reclaimer better? We're definitely doing this and sacking the swamp. What land are we going to grab? Grab a scry land. Put swamp on the bottom. And are we going to go ahead and play Arachneer? I think so. There's not much reason not to. He still has to tap the land, so... Go to combat, attack with Reclaimer. We can pump the Knight and then play Enforcer if he blocks with Mystic. So that's fine. If he doesn't block, then we play Vivian, and that's great too. He's double blocking. Okay. We definitely pump him here to a 4-5. Wipe his dudes out. Our guy lives. Play our Enforcer. And then next turn, we just start overpowering him with Vivian and our whiteboard. He now has all of his treasure. But his treasure doesn't really matter. No reason not to attack with everybody here. We can pump to kill it. Not much of a reason to do that. Go for Vivian.
Every creature deserves life, and I will protect them.
We'll make a Vigilance guy.
I'd like you to meet my friend.
Trample doesn't seem incredibly relevant. It's 5 other cards. He's only got 2. What does Vivian do? She makes... She lets me look at the top card of my library. She lets me play creatures off the top. She makes 3 3s. And she lets me get additional creatures whenever I cast other creatures. Our opponent's finally playing something impactful. When you do, you may return target non permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. Okay. Probably going to return my Vivian. No, he's going to return my Knight of the Ebon Legion for whatever reason. That's fine. Oh, he can now play Uro. That's pretty good. Not bad, friend. All right, we can play Polukranos off the top. But I think we just want to deal with Uro this turn. Most Planeswalkers are, yeah. So we are just going to straight up deal with Uro right now. Make a reach guy. Attack with the stuff we don't care about. We're okay with that trade, no big deal. Vigilance makes it to where my guys don't have to tap when they attack. You see how this one is sideways and this one's not? What the hell is that? Trample hexproof can't be countered, 7/6. Okay. It's not an issue. I could find something that costs 4 or less from my deck.
We will adapt to any threat.
We'll play the monster. Yeah, it's not that strong though. And then we'll play the knight. Sadly, no attacks. Death Touch is worse? Yeah, Death Touch, pretty rough. My 1-2 with Death Touch. Yeah, we're definitely just gonna ditch a forest here. We do get an extra card this way. We can play an equipped spear for 3. We're obviously just gonna make a 3/3 token. What's Nightmare do? Like the creature card Nightmare? Oh, Elspeth's Nightmare? It does a lot. I'll show you when I play it. It does 3 things. We'll make another reach guy.
I'd like you to meet my friend, Stompy.
I think I'd rather just play an equipped spear. And we'll have a 7/7 lifelink trample Death Touch. Yep. Dude, the base decks in this game really aren't that bad. I can make it lose hexproof and indestructible. That's a fine trade for me. Totally cool with it. I could equip the spear, or I could play Brain Maggot. Not a whole lot of reason to play Brain Maggot. Who do I want to have +1/+1 trample and lifelink? Give it to my 3/3 token. There you go. So it kills a low power dude It rips a card from their hand, and then it exiles their yard in that order. It does all three of those things on each turn that it's in play. So the first turn, when you play it, it kills a guy. On the second turn, it sits around, it does the second thing, and then on the third turn it sits around, it does the third thing. Yeah, not bad for 3 mana. Ran through, he finally killed my guy for his of one mind. But now we have targets for Brain Maggot, hopefully. Oh, yeah, Fibblethip? Yeah, Fibblethip is funny, dude. I love Fibblethip, though. We'll go ahead and play Brain Maggot here. You can kill it with Brontodon, but we're totally fine with that. So hopefully he's got like a 6 or 7 drop that he really wants. So he'll kill Brontodon for it. That's fine. Sure. Doesn't. That's really kind of useless. Let's make a 3/3 Vigilance.
We will adapt to any threat.
We will re-equip this. Go to combat. If I attack with both of these, he's forced to block. If he just blocks one, I get through for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're pretty okay with Arachnid dying. We're at 24 life. We don't really care about these tokens. He doesn't have much of a graveyard to return. Yeah, I mean, we're okay with anything happening here. Worst case scenario, he eats a 3/3, takes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, goes to 1. He doesn't have any damage on the crackback. Yeah, this is pretty much a risk-free attack for us. He doesn't know that that has trample. He just figured it out. Unless he's got a board wipe, he's dead. Yeah, and he's top decking, so we're not that worried. So Brontodon's just gonna die, and he's chumping the 1/1, and he's taking 7. This is an incredibly strange outcome. Not one that I thought was going to happen, but we'll take it. This is incredibly good for me. It has trample, so you lose? Okay. Cool. It helps when your opponents don't make optimal plays. Oh, that was a cube draft. First time I've ever done it. Let's grab our prizes here. 6,000 gold, 3 cards. Snapping Sailback. Captain's Hook. Thran Temporal Gateway. Huh. Oh, we did very well. If you are watching and you play Arena, your first draft in the cube is free. So you can do it right now for free. Play your first draft and make 6,000 gold.